Hello, I'm Lisa Young. Welcome to my channel. So you take the heart, you fold it in half, then in half again. Then you take this part and you fold it up that way. So the fold should look kind of like a cone. Then you unfold it, and you're gonna have 8 hearts. So you're gonna have 8 pieces. So then what I do is I have these little paper clips. I like have them lined out. So I try to make sure I have 8 paper clips, and I'll clip the pieces together in order. So I go on the folds again, and I just kind of cut. And I'm just using some papers that were printed on, that I painted on, and some that are printed on. I just have a little bit of everything. So let's see, hold them, trying to hold them in the exact, how did I do this? There we go. Be very careful when you're doing this to hold it exactly how it's supposed to be. There we go. Okay, sorry. So keep it like that. I just always make sure, and then I lay them out because the 8 pieces can get confusing if you're not careful. Like I am just doing it again. So when I get to the bottom, I just kind of like to make sure that I have this. Okay. So as you can see, I'm going to take and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to do that with the rest of these as well. So I have 8 hearts ready to go. 8 hearts ready to go, and then I have 8 hearts. So I had some scrap paper, and so I just cut them up into 8 hearts as well. And I used, for this, I used the this stencil. Let me find it here. That's not it, sorry. Here it is. I use this stencil here, the one with this is from the Hearts and Wings stencil set, and this one is the one with the flame. I like this size a lot, and so I use it quite often. So that's what all of these are cut from. When you're doing this, obviously you have to have the same size heart, and so that I really like using a stencil, or like if your original heart, use one heart as your pattern for the rest of them. It just makes it so much easier. Things are going to be off a little bit, they always are, but it still works out. So it just still works out, and I just trim the edges. It all works out. And so so now I'm going to continue on with the rest of these, and then we'll come back for the next steps. Okay, so I wanted to show you one thing. I'm keeping one of these hearts from the pattern folded how these are folded. So I have one over here like that I'll glue onto. And sometimes that might be nice for a pattern, when as you're gluing, you know which pieces go where, kind of thing. So that might be nice too. But I wanted to show you something. So whenever I fold it, one of the things that keeps it easy is if I make sure that when I fold this bottom part up, that it's a straight line. And you can see me fidgeting with it, trying to make it be a straight line. Just some of the paper didn't want to fold right there, so you just kind of have to force it and then again fold it. And if it won't, then I just flip it over and fold it on the other side, because it doesn't matter what side it's folded on. And then I just kind of fold it then, because all the lines need to somewhat match up a little bit. Like these are a little off here, you can see there's a little off, but just trying to stick to that as much as possible helps in the end. So now I will cut these up and section them off, and then we can go to the next step. Okay, so now we're gonna start gluing them. So we know that we start at the top of the heart. So we know that this will go right here. Even if I see a little bit of white or these do not line up, I just keep going. I've learned to not fuss over this too much because it'll make you crazy. In the end, they do look cute no matter what happens. So I have that one. And now I want to pick a different one for the next piece. So I'll lay that there. And then I just continue to glue this down and seam them together as best I can. So make sure you can put the paper clips on. I keep the paper clips here just in case I pause and I just don't want anything to happen to them. So I have the paper clips there as assurance, but right now I'm staying right here, so I'm not gonna paper clip them. But if for whatever reason, if I get distracted or I have to stop, I will stop and paper clip them together so that they don't get mixed up. Because I've done that before, and guess what? It's not very fun to figure this out after they've been separated. It's kind of awful. So keeping them together is key. Okay, I am gonna grab this piece. So this bottom piece, you kind of have to see. So I probably had it right the first time, like right there. There we go. I always make it harder than it is. I have to twist it around and make sure. And a lot of times I'm right on the first try, but I don't know why it trips me up a little bit. But so that one there. Now we're gonna grab from this side. Let's see. Sometimes I lay them all out because I think I'm gonna do that one. There we go. I just like them to be different, and I've done these where they're more colorful too, and that's fun as well. So you just kind of have to, I don't know, find your rhythm with it. So I'm gonna do this one. bright colors with these are a lot of fun. I did one that had like a bunch of bright, beautiful colors, and it was a lot of fun to have that. They just come out so cute. But I'm trying to do some that are more vintage and toned down a little bit. Let's see what this looks like with this. Testing things out, auditioning here a little bit, because this one's a little short, but I still think it will be okay. I'll figure something out there, because sometimes you get them, they just get off a little bit. And so what I'll do is just add something in there to fill in that space, or whenever, by the time I'm done, if I'm using words, a lot of times it covers up any of the cracks, or I just don't notice them anymore. I'll notice it in the beginning where you can see where there's some white space in between. It's not a big deal, but when you're first doing it and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, there's space, and you start to freak out a little bit, but it's okay. It'll be okay. So then what I do afterwards is I just kind of trim, like I look on the back, there's not anything really rolling off the edge too far, and I just kind of clean up that white part. I just get it off. So just trim any of that white or any hangover off, if there is some hangover. Sometimes I have hangover, like paper that hangs over. And then I just leave them like that, and then kind of put them to the side to dry, because that, you don't want them sticking to anything, and there's some glue that kind of residues over, like that has, so I just kind of put them to the side and let them dry. So now let's continue on with the rest of them. Okay, so now I have these here and we're going to paint on them. One of the things that I want to look for is so I'm going to show you one and then I'm going to just record and put it to music for you. But at this one, it has a lot of green. It doesn't have a lot of anything else. And so I want to add some more color to it. And it doesn't mean that I have to do like florals or anything like that, but I am going to kind of do some floralish shapes in here and try to keep them very abstract if I can, and then add like some of this here, so it looks like a leaf. I'm just kind of keeping it very loose and easy, so that covers that one. Now this one here, I'm thinking I want some blue in it, so I'm gonna add just some randomness here. Let's see, maybe, oh, Gordon. So I'm gonna add some leaf looking pattern here, like so that it looks kind of like a leaf but in blue. And then let's see, there's some soft yellows, so maybe I'll add, in some of these there's some soft yellows, so I'm maybe gonna add some soft yellow to the shape here, this part of the heart. But I'm working only within this section of the heart so that it keeps it as a so just this little section of the heart is the only part that I'm working on, so that I can keep it very broken up and kaleidoscopish, I guess. I'm gonna add some darker yellow in here. Now on this right here, I'm just gonna add some blue marks in here just to separate this one up a little bit. There. And then I think I need something there. And you could do this prior to doing this, to putting them together. You can do it either way, but I don't even care. I don't have a favorite way. I just kind of do it. It doesn't matter to me. And then maybe here I'm gonna add a little leaf there. So then it fills out the heart a little better. Now I'm gonna do the rest. Okay, so I have been using these focus hearts a lot in my journaling. Like I will use this heart to define my week, like what's happening in my week or what we're loving. Anyways, it's just something that I like to have in my journals. And so I like to have a good stash of these to look through, to have a choice of. I don't know, I just like them. I just think they're a lot of fun. So anyways, I have been hand stamping words for the last little while, and I made so many hearts recently that I'm like, I need a stash of focus words. So I have created a printable with 50 different focus words in 2 different sizes. So of these little ones, I have, there are 100 words of these little ones and 50 of the big ones. And so that you have a choice of size, but it's like $1 on my site, or you could type your own, and you can stamp your own, type your own, whatever you want. But anyways, I thought I would show you how I create this mistake into something better. So like whenever I put a word or something on it, it takes away the focus of the mistake. So do I need something big, is the question? Or I think this is actually a big one too. That's a smaller one, maybe. I don't know. Anyways. And then I can decide like exactly what the size is. So I might just do that one. And I can put it to the side, or I could put it in the center. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run the ink pad and kind of edge the word. I created an off-white background for these words so that they weren't bright white. I just didn't want the paper to be bright white. For whatever reason, I wasn't feeling bright white. So I could do a couple of things. So I could just glue it down, or I could take, depending what I'm feeling, I could take a little cute little paper clip and paper clip it, which is fun. But let's just glue it. I'm just gonna glue it right there. The focus keeps turning off as I put my hand in there, sorry. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to just glue it. This glue sticks on its last leg. It only has a little bit of glue left, but I'm using up every ounce of it. I'm just gonna glue it right there. And then the next time I'm journaling and I need a focus heart with the word create, it's already ready for me. But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to be look for the next video, because I'll probably be doing more of these with different colors and that kind of thing. Just because I love doing it, I might as well film myself doing it. So have a wonderful, heart-filled day, and I will see you soon.